Welcome back to the Binding of Isaac BD1P streak. It's no longer modded characters. We actually played through every single one except for Amiri, who I was told to wait on because they have a big update coming out that kind of fixes a lot of the issues with the character, but instead, we can go back to some good old Eden runs because I like Eden. Believe it or not, I'm a fan of Eden. That was a really glitchy start. Great item, though. Seed, by the way, is going to be JLHQWLCA. Just a couple seconds ago, we were talking about Star Wars. I know, big surprise for wait, is this the right one or the bad one? Oh, it's the good one. We're talking about Star Wars here on stream. Because somebody, I think I brought up Mando Season 3. And you guys know, if you've watched the streak for long enough, or just my content for long enough, last year I was pretty into Star Wars. I was like, hell yeah, man, this Mando's pretty good. Andor was amazing. And I was still writing off the hope that, you know, Star Wars could be fixed from what the sequel trilogy was. I don't know what it was this year. I don't know if it was Bad Batch season whatever being not great. I don't know if it was Mando season 3 having a very bad start. But a switch flipped in me. A big switch. I gotta change my game on Twitch actually too. Space, do command game the Binding of Isaac Repentance or whatever. A big switch flipped in me that made me realize overnight, man, I actually dislike Star Wars now. Oh, no, this is so bad. Please. Oh God, that was terrifying. That tear could have killed me in one hit. That explosion could have killed me. Oh my God. Be careful, you still have only one heart here. That's not a good total to be at. I don't like Star Wars. I think my eyes have been opened to just how not great it is. And I will still say Andor was amazing. I physically loved Andor. It was great. I think the tone, the dialogue felt actually natural. Like Mando season 3, small or just exclamation point, not the word command. Sorry. Oh, it worked. Oh, Bixel did it. Oh, chat can just do that? Oh, they can... Oh, wait, no, I see. I'm getting confused. Nightbot's just telling you what the game is. I understand. But Mando Season 3 has a line... Mando Season 3 has a line where this giant, like, bronze bust of somebody's, like, head, like a, you know, a portrait bust, falls onto a droid and kills it, and Mando goes, "That's called using your head." What happened, man? We had Luthen and Andor saying shit like, "I've made my mind a sunless place." We had shit like that not even like a year ago. And now we got, "That's called using your head." Because a bronze statuette of a head fell on top of somebody. That's worse than Bad Batch. That's like MCU writing right there. I know they're both owned by Disney, but I could tell that like Pedro Pascal cringed reading that line. You could hear it in his voice. He was like, he did not want to say that shit. It was so funny. There was definitely not a lot of rewatches going on with that episode because there were some continuity errors with the armorer making the helmet. They reused shots from the first scene where now the helmet was just randomly flat again. You could tell there were not a lot of rewatches going on in that department. I promise you it's right here. Yeah, I must have missed it with my thing. Sure. Don't be a health down. Hey, look at that. Positive luck stats. Speed upgrade, playing with fate here. 48-hour energy. We'll go for maybe a crawl space? Nah, we'll leave the floor. We will leave the floor. But what happened, man? What happened to make it so not great? Oh, good job, Bray. Because I genuinely enjoyed Mando Season 1. Season 2, I was... Jesus Christ. Season 2, I was a little bit half and half on, I thought. I think the big twist of Season 1 was very dumb. And I think that especially the big plot change, or the big plot, I guess, how would you phrase this? The big point of Season 2 was Mando giving up Grogu to a different Jedi, so he could learn the ways of the Force, like he's supposed to, or whatever, right? That's the big point of Mando Season 1 and 2. And then in Season 3, Grogu's back with Mando. Well, why is he back? He gave him up. Here's what they say in the show about that. Here's what they say in the show. The one explanation they give for why Grogu is back is Mando says it's complicated. There's no more. That's all he says. It's complicated. Do you want to know why Grogu is back? Well, if you want to know, you got to watch all of the Book of Boba Fett to know that. You want to watch that show? Well, make sure you watch, Mando Season 1 and Season 2 first, so you understand why Boba Fett's back in the first place. You can't make the biggest, most, centralized plot point of Mando happen in a different show, in a character arc that doesn't even feature Mando. It features Luke and Ahsoka. What are they doing? Where, did they fire the writing team? I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm genuinely just like, I don't get it. It's wild. I haven't watched The Bad Batch since, episode 4 because it was just bad. They were trying to be different and not tie into Star Wars for a while, trying to do their own filler stuff, and then they just so happen, hey, by the way, first episode we're going to Count Dooku's house. Do you know why Andor was so good? It didn't talk about Jedi. It didn't talk about Order 66 for the 800th time. It didn't talk about Luke and Ahsoka. It talked about Andor. It was a show about Cassian Andor. It wasn't a show about 600 different characters that are from unrelated pieces of media who are already dead or whatever else. It was different. It focused on itself, and that was it. Why is that so hard for these people to understand? Not every single thing needs to be a connected universe. It doesn't have to be some big thing. Sometimes things can be separate, independent, and small. We don't need to have, in The Binding of Isaac, you don't have to have, a floor dedicated to Meat Boy, where you just play through Meat Boy. In The Binding of Isaac, you just have a Meat Boy poster. Subtle. It's done. You're playing Mario Kart. Yeah, sure, Link's in there. We have a Link-themed course. We don't have a whole cup or a whole plotline dedicated to unlocking Link by playing through Zelda first. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Nods to other parts of a franchise can just be nods to other parts of a franchise. It doesn't have to be something ginormous. But I think this fatigue of, big universe things, and, it's all connected, it's taking a toll. I'm done trying to get keys from you. You're an asshole. I'm going over here instead. We're going to blow up this wall. We're going to blow up this wall. We're going to blow up this wall instead. I actually was just playing with you guys. This is the wall it's going to be on. See? I was keeping you guys on your toes. Great. Well, 6 cents is a guaranteed payout from you. And it was a key. I actually love you so much. I won't even blow you up because of that. I'll keep you alive. We already went into this room. I wanted the key for this. That's right. That's right. Hey, the Fool's good for if you want to do some restock stuff later on the run, which I doubt will happen, but if you need it, it's there. Until Isaac 2. Having, Super Meat Boy Fan as an item is fine. If Andor mentioned, the Emperor, which they do, because the Emperor is a character in Star Wars, that makes perfect sense. But Andor, going into the Death Star and talking with the Emperor wouldn't make much sense for the kind of show that it is. I'm a no-button presser right now. I'll be real with you. The hell is that book? That is you know how much I hate bleeding? That's really good. I can't use it, but it's 1 part guppy. I like the bean, though. We're going to keep the bean on us for right now. I'm just fatigued is all it is. I mean, they're going to announce the next big Star Wars movie, this April, they said. Haven't we had enough? What? At least, they canned Kevin Feige's movie, Star Wars one, which is great, because Kevin Feige's terrible at doing anything revolving around what his job is. But then they said that Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is still moving forward, and he's gonna star in the movie. That is my 13th reason. That's my 13th reason. That might genuinely break me as a middle schooler who was into nerd culture. That might genuinely break me. You know how insufferable Thor 4 was? Essentially, anything Taika's directed. You know how insufferable it's been? Even Thor 3. You don't get a second to breathe in those movies. It's just constant quip after quip after quip after joke. Oh, it's just a bad apple. Yeah, no. MCU is fantastic. There's nothing bad about the MCU at all. I agree. I can't believe they're letting this motherfucker make us. I guess Star Wars, like, I gotta think about it like this. I guess it's for kids. I'm just growing older is the thing. Star Wars is meant for, like, you know, like the middle school to high school demographic to enjoy, and then once you, like, you know, stop, it's like, oh, there's like maybe 3 things that are good about this franchise. I like how they tried to market Mando as like the adult Star Wars show for a while, and when that wasn't working, Andor got made, and it was so good, and it was nominated for countless different awards, and I think it might have won like a drama series award if I'm not mistaken. And then they're making a season 2. Yeah, dude, he was Taika is he's got a weird repertoire where, like, some of his stuff is pretty good, but none of it's like great, and the stuff that's bad is like real bad in my opinion. Again, like, if you're watching this and you're a big Star Wars fan, enjoy Star Wars. Don't let me stop you from enjoying Star Wars. Go for it. But yeah, my streak, my opinions right here, right? Bye-bye. Great. I'll take it. Well, I do have the horn. We'll see how this works for us, because that might make the horn a lot harder to use. This is incredible. This is incredible. That was just the greatest play I've ever made in my entire life. Guppy Part 2? Nah. We can do a little bit of an HP thing here, though, if we want to. Shit. It's not really worth it, right? We have, like... Yeah, we got it, though. We have so much HP, but still. We can start losing our bone hearts to get more tears, too, if we want to. I gotta center myself on the camera more. I'm drifting away. I don't know. I'm just, like... I'm so fatigued by franchise blockbusters. It's like DC, the MCU, Star Wars, like... These big name I'm just tired of it, man. Like, they have, like... 8 of these things come out every single year. Like 8 of these, like, big movies, right? These big Disney-esque things. And not a single one for me has reached the likes of, like, a movie I find on a streaming service that came out like a year ago or 2 years ago. It's like, I don't know. I think part of it is there's no stakes. All right, CI, man. There's no stakes in these big Disney ones because, like, Star Wars, the MCU, and everything else has already had, like, characters come back from the dead. So if a character dies, there's some means of them coming back. Whether it be the MCU's, like, quantum mechanics or the time travel, whatever it may be, or the Arrowverse's Lazarus Pit, or, like, Star Wars, just this fucking Force ghost. There's, like, I use the Force to bring Ben Solo back to life and then kiss him and then he died or whatever. Like, there's like 8 different ways to stop a person from dying. So when a character does die, it feels like you could have easily saved that person if you would have just tried a little bit harder. Like, in retrospect, like, they weren't teaching Force healing at the Jedi Temple. I feel like if they're peacekeepers and not warmongers, I feel like learning how to heal people is kind of a priority. You're telling me that nobody in the history of Jedi besides Rey discovered Force healing and decided it was worth it to keep going with? You can't deny, even as a big Star Wars fan, that's stupid. That's dumb. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, there's also, like, there's the World Between Worlds and Rebels, which is also, like, time travel. So Star Wars has time travel and resurrection, and people still die in this universe. LMAO. Get good, kid. Like, that's what it is. There's been resurrection in media done well before. I'm not saying that time travel can't be done well. I watched fucking Tenet recently, man. Great time travel-esque movie. And Resurrection has been done well in the past too. But the way that these franchises do it, it's like, it's just because they know these characters, they're cash cow characters. They can't be without them, or they lose it. I haven't watched Ant-Man yet, but I'm assuming Ant-Man does not die in that movie because I haven't seen any spoilers about him dying or any, you know, Twitter threads about Ant-Man dying that it's like how he could have saved himself, a thread part 1 of like 317. I'm assuming he lives through that movie. Would have been a good person to kill off. He makes Marvel zero money. It would have been an impactful death and put the character in a new perspective. But, no. I'm pretty sure he lives through that one. And his whole family, I'm pretty sure, lives through it too, I bet. And I'm sure that they end up killing the villain, Kang, who is, like, supposed to be a big bad, and somehow fucking Ant-Man kills him. Like, they're throwing darts at a wall with these things. Oh, true. Ant-Man actually has to get stuck in the quantum realm for the 4th time. It's also funny how, like, Tony Stark is like, time travel is impossible. And then someone's like, explain this. He's like, oh, I guess you're right. And then spends like 3 days in a lab and invents time travel by inverting a Mobius strip. Some things have to be dumb for the plot to work. But come on. Come on. This is my last time ranting about blockbuster fatigue in an Isaac episode, because I know it's tiring, but it is frustrating, man. Oh yeah, it's one night in his own house just fucking around, and then boom, time travel. Like... I don't understand. I think it more blows my mind that people above the age of, like, 15 watch that shit and then make their whole personality about the MCU. Because you have to acknowledge there's flaws in the things that you like, and the flaws in the MCU are just so big, it's like, how do you ignore them? Like, for example, my personality at YouTube is Lego games right now. I can recognize those games are pieces of shit sometimes. Most of the time. They don't work the way they're supposed to. They're buggy as hell. It's a wonder how any kid passes anything. They're cryptic. It's like, you need to read the Torah to understand how to do Batboat Battle in Lego Batman 1. It's ridiculous. There's like, they don't make sense half the time. But I can still have fun with them. It's when people claim like the MCU, well, it has to be good. It makes $1 billion every year. Yeah, because 8 movies come out a year, man. It is funded by Disney. Expensive things can still be bad. Mr. Beast Burger is shit, but it probably sells real well. It gave my friend diarrhea. Maybe TMI, but Mr. Beast Burger, mine came undercooked. I almost ate a raw burger once because of Mr. Beast. I'm going to go into Walmart and knock over all his chocolate that he sells and say, look at this. Bitch. Oh, it's terrible, dude. We got the Chris Burger. This was like 2 years ago. We all lived together, me and my friends. It's like fries and a cheese. It's like a basic ass cheeseburger, right? I bit into mine, and like the center was cold and it was red. I've only ever had one worse burger than that, and it was from In-N-Out. Or no, it was from Shake Shack, where the burger just did come like even more raw than that, and it was freezing cold. Like it was like it came out of a freezer. No one even bothered to cook that thing. Like a pre-packaged bun and all. The bun was ice cold and solid. And that was the only worse burger I've had than Mr. Beast Burger. And then, I'm not going to say who because I want to protect their privacy, I guess. But one of my friends who I was with had theirs. And about 30 minutes later was in the bathroom for like an hour. Because of it. I think theirs probably undercooked as well then. So, that's it. I've had really good burgers before. And I haven't gotten the shits or had anything bad happen to me because of it. It's a nice little burger place next to my apartment that I go to quite often. It's not amazing, but, you know, it's for, like, you'd think Texas would have, like, really good burgers because they're, like, a big cow state, but they have good cuts of steak, though nothing I couldn't get in Wisconsin, right? Like, it's just, there's no, like, necessarily, like, you have to go here kind of Texas restaurant. Where, like, the Midwest, I guess there's, like, Raising Cane's, but it's a chain. It's like a fast food chain that is good as far as fast food fried chicken goes. But you go to like I think one of the most famous pizza places in the entire world is Wayne's in Chicago. It's like this amazing deep dish pizza. You get so many like New York style pizza places on the East Coast. The West Coast has, I don't know. I don't even know what the West Coast has. But the South has like nothing I can really think of right now. What do you want to bet? It's like right over here. It is right there. Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though with like, when a content creator makes a product, whether it's like a fucking board game or food, people are gonna like become child laborers for them and just do everything. I've seen people like at Mr. Beast on Twitter saying like, this person knocked over your Feastables display, like, and they'll like try to fucking put a picture of the person up on Twitter. Like, it's not that serious, man. If I went to like Kit Kat and knocked over a Kit Kat bar, would you dox me on Twitter for that? You probably should, because Kit Kats deserve respect, honestly. But it's crazy. The world is crazy. I think we're at a point where media literacy is gone in both like the higher end of the age spectrum, like boomers, and the low end, like my generation. I feel like people just they don't get it anymore. They don't understand. Like they just it's surface level enjoyment because that can get pumped out really, really easily. It's about that accessibility. If you can make 8 Marvel movies and 8 Marvel shows a year, people will watch them because they know they're not going to be absolute dog shit in terms of production, and they can just turn their brain off. And like that kind of stuff, when it stops you from exploring like other forms of media out there or anything like that, I think it's inherently harmful. I think as like a species, you have to explore art and the arts. I think whether it's photography, painting, music, movies, shows, even at this point, like in our time, video games. I think if anything either prohibits or makes it harder to experience other forms of art, it's a harmful thing to have exist. Because there's culture in art. Like people, when the Incredible movie RRR came out, people were like, oh, well, it's Bollywood. Oh, it's not going to be good because it's from like India. What? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's because you only interact with American-made products, you think that everything else is just the worst of it. Because you hear about the bad Bollywood productions. But instead of, you know, giving it a shot, you write it off as bad. Because all you interact with is the surface-level Americanized stuff. Which, Americanized stuff can be great. My favorite movie is made in Hollywood. But you have to explore other things, too. It's like listening to music only in English. There's more than that. There's like K-pop is one of the big genres that's been blowing up in America in terms of like in a different like different culture. Although it's kind of become very Americanized with using a lot of English words now, especially like what BTS's song "Butter," I think is what it's called. Yo, we're gonna make a play here. Never seen a choice devil deal before, but all right, we're gonna get some tier rate. We're gonna get some extra stuff from this too. Watch me guys get like Leviathan like super early. Getting some good damage out of this too. How far do I want to go? Okay. That's probably good. I have good stats now, I feel like. Then we can leave. Oh, it was to get rid of my bone hearts and also get some reward back. But Sanguine Bond can be good. I just don't use it quite often. Look at our big ass Eternus tiers right there, man. But like K-pop's been big. Like German, like hardcore German rock came back when I was in high school, a little bit. It wasn't like huge, but it was prominent, I would say. What else? My friend Thomas exposed me to a lot of like Mexican guitar or Hispanic guitar music that I actually still bump to this day. I couldn't pronounce any of the titles for you, but I have it on a playlist that I listen to quite often. It's like, that's like the bare minimum of like, it's surface level enjoyment of other cultures stuff, but it is, I think it's important. I think it's very important. And I think when big names dominate a field, like the MCU movies coming out, I didn't get the American movies I wanted to watch in theaters because of the MCU. I didn't get to watch Banshees, Fablemans, or Skinamarink in theaters because Black Panther came out. And then another MCU movie that came out that blocked Skinamarink. I forget what, or maybe it was just a Disney movie. But when these things are stopping smaller projects being made or things that could be influential in a more unique way, it's bad. It's harmful to not just the artist, but like just to the culture of it all. I think it might sound pretentious, but still, I mean, you can say the same thing about like pop music. You know, if there's too many like big names populating a genre and smaller names can't branch out, it sucks for everybody because they may really enjoy that small stuff, the small name stuff. Is this Red Mom? It's like Mausoleum Champion Mom. Oh my god, oh my god. Who are you? It's like a new champion variation here. Yeah, so it happens, you're Finnish, right? So it happened in Finland too. It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. Like I haven't even watched the Fablemans or Banshees yet because I haven't had time to, but I would go out of my way to see them in theaters. It's just, man. And keep in mind, I'm being critical of Disney as a guy who's like top 3 films of last year. One of them was like Avatar 2, which was Disney. So you can still enjoy stuff. I still enjoy stuff Disney makes. But you have to recognize there's a fundamental problem with how they're rolling this stuff out. As a kid, we always learned we had monopoly laws in the U.S. And if a company became too big, there would be repercussions. Sorry, I should pronounce words properly. Disney should definitely be classified as a monopoly at this point. What, they own Fox, 21st Century Studios. They own Marvel. Star Wars and Marvel are two of the biggest grossing franchises on the planet, and they own both of them, along with Pixar, Disney Pixar, and they have their own line of animation as well, outside of Pixar too. What else do they own, chat? Oh my god, they bounce around the room. It's a tiny room, tiny room, tiny room, small room, small room, small room, small room, small room. I'm gonna die, aren't I? This is an unfortunate envy fight to get in a room with, like, that I can't even walk all the way around because there's rocks everywhere. Shoop is fine, but it's kind of whatever for right now. They own a lot more is the point. I feel like alone owning the Muppets, yeah. I feel like alone owning two of the two highest grossing series in the world should classify you as a monopoly, because they have a hold on TV and movies now with both of those, and also Fox, with that whole merger that happened back in like 2020, I think. Like, they own a lot, man, that they shouldn't be allowed to own, because it all just kind of like becomes the same after a while. You can already see Disney writing influencing, you know, the Star Wars trilogies and the shows and Mandalorian, and how the MCU and Star Wars are the same thing now, just like with different characters and abilities. Pretty much what it is. Shouldn't be allowed, man. Should not be allowed. Do they own... Who made Harry Potter? That was through Disney, right? Oh, that's Warner Bros. They don't own Warner Bros, right? No, they don't. Holy shit, that dodge was a little stupid. So got Warner Bros. But Warner Bros is borderline out of business by now, with how awful they've handled their stuff in the last couple of years. I think if Warner Bros. Like subsidizes or like gets bought out and like doesn't keep making shows and shit, if Warner Bros. Goes down, Disney's like the last thing we have. I'm in a bad place. Woo! Oh god. That was pretty scary. Okay. We go until we die. We go until we die. It's just a, oh, wait. Rev? No rev. Very sad. I do want that. It's gonna say anything but a 5-room, please. Give me a red heart would be nice as well, so I can live for longer. Either way, like TLDR, it's just... I'm just so tired of stuff like that. I think it's just big franchise movies I can't do anymore. And I know I'm still gonna go see like DC shit in theaters, and if I think I'm done seeing Marvel stuff in theaters for a long time now, but I'll still see Star Wars in theaters because it feels like at least the movies have time between them now. It's the shows that I can't keep up with anymore. Oh, Emperor card. That is so huge. There you are. There's just a lot of shows coming out. Like well, let's grab the Emperor card and we can maybe do something with this. Let's take Tower in there. Let's keep the Emperor card for a different point. Like, I'll see Spider-Verse 2. I'll save the Troll card for next boss, because these guys already spawn trouble from themselves anyways. We do this. And he dodges all of them, and I get hit as a result. Oh, Wednesday is not worth your time. I got to catch the last 3 episodes of the show only on a plane. Because the girl next to me was watching it. She put a subtitle. She was so nice. She saw that I was kind of just watching her phone because I was so bored on the flight, and she put subtitles on her show so I could watch it. It was very nice of her. And man, if that's the climax of the show, like the ultimate, thing. Whew. Whew. Man. I don't think I've ever seen worse I genuinely mean, I think I've never seen worse CGI than what I saw on that show. Whoever did the werewolf design for that boy, let him go work on, like, a CDI game or some shit, because it did not look good. It was like... It looked worse than Sonic Unleashed. The werewolf Sonic game. Is that even possible? We got homing shots, little monstro now. And a ghost baby. Oh, from the floor 2, I think, gave us ghost baby. Or floor 1, sorry. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I don't know. It's also, like, just not my thing, I guess. Like, it's a show definitely geared toward a younger audience. So, not my thing, but... We're going to save the High Priestess card for the second phase of this fight. The foot should hit you in this fight, like how the Bible kills you on Satan. The foot should definitely hit you. We're going to Emperor card immediately next floor. It's not that long of an Isaac episode, I don't think. I've had longer, for sure. All right. Let's go. Got all my tiers out there. Very lovely. A lot better than our Guano run. Did we win the Guano run? I feel like we didn't win the Guano run. I can't remember. Guano is out of my mind right now. I'm thinking of better things like the MCU. Okay. Where did we die to with Guano? Oh, we got to the chest, I'm like pretty sure. That's a stupid idea to put a bomb there. Here, though. Did I stop playing on Mom's Heart? No, we beat Mom's Heart. I'm pretty sure we made it all the way to the chest. I could be wrong, though. I forget. Doesn't really matter. We'll go to the chest here. We're going to win this run, hopefully. HP was kind of sketchy the entire time, besides the middle of the run, but it's the way she blows. Oh, baby. Soul Heart and Tammy's head. You never see Tammy's head anymore in this game. So that is a beautiful thing. Shout outs, by the way, to Saturnus for carrying us through a lot of this game's rooms. Like, this has been a crazy item to start with. One of my favorite planetarium items. It's a shame, though, we got no cool synergies with it because this run was not really... Oh, that's a cool sprite for this guy. Didn't have a lot going on this run in terms of, like, items. We had the cool... Who the hell are you? Are you not who I think you are? This is Haunt, right? Or not Haunt. This is Forsaken, right? Or is this the... Yeah, this is Forsaken. It's like a different sprite. Oh, this guy's cool as hell. Okay, cool. Long fight, but it's whatever. This is one of my favorite items to get. I died to Dark One. Oh, yeah. Because it has really cool synergies like piercing shots and homing shots and all that, but we got nothing that really helped with it, so it was just unfortunate. But the Razors and Mucormycosis are a cool synergy because it sticks to enemies and does a little bit of extra damage from what I understand. Again, I could be spreading falsehoods there, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. We could still lose the run realistically. We don't have that much HP, but I think I'm good enough at this game where I will not be losing runs like that. We can go for a Gluttony kill last to get more HP if we're really feeling that unsafe. Drop the less than 3. Insane item. Now we got a synergy going here. We're Mr. Green Man. And it does a lot of creep damage. So we can walk into a room, walk into a guy, get all of our tears out on top of him, Saturnus tears, and then boom. Purity. Yo, tears bonus too. That's huge. Melted. We melted that man. Hey, Emperor card? Hermit. We can keep that if this is a dead end. It shouldn't be a dead end, though. You had iframes? Oh, yeah, that was not a slowed tier. The rest of them were slowed. That guy's tears were not. That was, I could have gotten hit. I'm probably going to do one more run before we do our community Minecraft server, by the way. YouTube, join our Minecraft server. It's fun. We actually we made a lot of progress in just one day. We made a lot of progress. That's a new Forsaken attack, I guess, from one of my mods I have turned on. Kind of dodging like really well. Okay. Wow. Gee. Really glad I came all the way into this room with the Hermit card. That is really cool. There goes our tears bonus. Things are falling apart quickly. We're gonna fast travel back. Oh yeah, join the Discord. That's where the Minecraft server IP is. So you gotta join that. Ouch! Well, I don't really want to have a range bonus anyways, so that's fine. We can always refill our Bone Heart if we need to. We got so much HP on the ground, and we get speed. Could be better. Could be worse though. Like we could have gotten range again. Which I'd have not been super happy about. Here we go. That's what a boss fight looks like, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it's good to play a game I'm good at for once. After how disastrous that LIJ1 speedrun was today, it's good to play a game that we got some skill, some knowledge, and we know what we're doing here. Walk in. Again, this kills this kill. This still could be a loss. Woo! What? Oh my god. Colonel, we're going down. Ooh, this is cool. Well, we're dead, but we made it all the way to the chest. That's a win for me. I'll see you guys next episode. Goodbye.